Hello, how are we? We need a little moisture on these lips, so we're going to start off with the Maracuja Juicy Plumping Lip Oil. I need a mirror. Have I ever shown you guys my mirror, how it's completely cracked? We're on a budget here, honey. We're just going to keep it moving. You know if I overly love this. And it's so expensive. I don't know. Anyway, how are we? Do a little moisture on the face too. So I have some news. Not really. I'm coming off of my antidepressant. I've decided, I feel like it's making me fat. Like, has anybody else been on an antidepressant? I feel like it's not right at the beginning, but I've been on it for a couple of years now. Like, I went on my antidepressant. I'm going to use a little Elf sunscreen. I went on my antidepressant a couple of years ago, or I initially went on it, and then I came off of it. I can't remember why I came off of it the first time. I felt like it was making me chunky. I don't know. I've gone on it. I went on it, came off of it, went on it, came off of it, went on it. So this is the third time that I'm coming off of it. I know the second time that I came off of it, I was like dating this guy, and I was like trying to feel something for him. I thought it was the antidepressant, but I think after therapy, I think it's just me and my avoidant attachment style. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer because this is like, it says it's mattifying. I did a review on this, but I feel like it's more a moisturizing than anything. And I feel like I could use just a little bit of extra moisture today. I feel like I'm really bad at talking and doing my makeup at the same time. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about too today. Like, I just feel like I'm coming to the realization, and I'm hopping all over the place. I'm sorry that this is like kind of a hot mess, but I'm coming to the realization that like, I think society is telling me that I need to have a relationship. And I think that unless really, and I hate to use this word, but like, unless the like perfect person comes along and really just rocks my world, and I'm so in love. Like, my life is so full and so good that like I'm starting to get to the point where I don't even want to look anymore. Like, I'm just so content by myself. And I'll give examples of like, we're switching up our tactic here. So we're going to use the Real Techniques bubble brush. I've been liking this for powder foundation. I've been using it with the Sephora matte powder foundation. I have the shade 22.8N. So we're just gonna go ahead, and this is a little dusty, so like it's kind of gotta get everywhere. But we're just gonna start applying this to your face. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. I think I was talking about how like I like being single. Oh, I was gonna give examples of like why I like being single. Like, if I want to, like last night, I literally went to bed at like 8 o'clock, like passed out, right? And I know that like, okay, you find your person or whatever, and they don't care, right? But like, first of all, I'm in a small place, right? Like, so if I'm trying to go to bed and somebody's trying to stay up and like watch TV or do something, like that's just going to be annoying. Like, I just almost feel like relationships are more annoying than they're worth. Maybe I'm just turning into like a cynical old man. Yeah, I like the way that this blends powder foundation for sure. Like, if I want to go to bed, I want it to be quiet and I want to go to bed. Okay? And I don't want anybody to give me shit about it. Like, oh, why are you going to bed so early? I'm tired. Okay? So then conversely, so because I went to bed so early last night, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So again, conversely, like, okay, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm up, like I'm making coffee, like I'm working a little bit. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Again, I don't want to be waking somebody up. Like, I just want to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's okay. I feel like society tells you, oh, you need to find this person. And I don't know. Like, life is pretty good for me. Like, okay, I do want to brighten this up a little bit. So, and I want to add a little more coverage. We're going to use the Maybelline Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation to highlight and add a little more coverage under the eyes. Oh, and I'm using the Sigma Soft Blend Concealer Brush. This is one of my favorites. A little bit down the nose. So yeah, I don't know. I've been going through this like whole self-realization thing about it. Like, because I'm telling myself like, oh no, you need to be like open to love and finding somebody, and then I'm like, why? Like I'm happy being by myself. Like I really am. The only thing that I really miss is cuddling, because I love to cuddle. But then again, it goes into like if you start cuddling, then they want a bone and you don't want a bone. Like I just always feel like there's so much pressure in a relationship, right? Like you always have to be on the same page. And that's why people get in fights, because they're not always on the same page, because you're two totally different people, right? And so like if I want a bone and they don't want a bone, then like then I get upset. Or if they want a bone and I don't want a bone, like they get upset. They're like blah 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 blah. Like I'm just not trying to deal with all that. I'm trying to work on my career. You know, I I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do a little bronzer. We're gonna do a little L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear. The Maybelline Super Stay that I had, I used shade 220. And this bronzer, we're using the shade medium. Again, I've been really liking this Real Techniques blush brush for bronzer. It's not like perfect, like exactly what I want, but I've been enjoying it. And I kind of pressed and then move it around a little bit. Then I'm gonna take an eyeshadow brush. This is the e.l.f. Blending Eye. This is my favorite for nose contour. I kind of bring it in, like the excess into the crease these days. I don't know, I just like kind of like how that looked. I wasn't using this for a while because I thought it was like too pigmented, but I'm using it right now and it looks really nice. I have been using the, hold on, I've been using the Juvia's Place in shade Cabo for my bronzer, but I feel like this is blending out a lot smoother. I like that because this is like a powder foundation. Like this is an actual bronzer. Like go figure, it's blending out smoother. But I like the way it looks. Because I was just saying the other day, I need to find like a good bronzer to transition. Because one, I'm starting to hit pan on this one, and two, like I thought I needed a little bit lighter bronzer, but I like the way that this looks. Okay, and then we're going to grab our e.l.f. I think this is just called the powder. e.l.f. powder brush. You know, I like to use this and just kind of blend everything together, make sure everything's smoothed out. She looking good, honey. She looking good. So anyway, okay, so we got off topic, but I'm coming off of my antidepressant, and I know that I'm a bad boy. I should be like doing under like doctor supervision and wean yourself off. Like I've come off this before. I know what's gonna happen, and like it is kind of crazy because like when you're on the medication, you don't really feel that different. It's not like anything crazy. Because it takes like a month or a month and a half to like settle into the medication, and so coming off of it, you're like, oh, and especially the two because I feel like I'm gonna feel like this because I felt like this last time. You're like, oh yeah, I don't really need it. You don't really understand like what it's doing in the background. Like it's just kind of sitting there in the background, being like smoothing things out a little bit for you. But I really want to see if it's affecting my weight. Moral of the story. So I'm coming off of it. I think I'm on week 2 now. Like the first couple of days are interesting because you see like flashes of lights. It's very bizarre. And this might be a different experience for everybody, but this is my experience. So I see like flashes of lights, and now for the last few days, like I'll have like a little bit of like brain fogginess, like just like waves of like fogginess, and I have to like, it's very bizarre. It's very bizarre, but yeah, I'm feeling good so far, and I'm excited to see. I also kind of want to go on testosterone. So that's also another reason why I'm kind of coming off the antidepressant, because I feel like I don't want to mix like too many things. Yeah, I want to get shredded for next summer, selfishly. And two, I think it's supposed to help with like fatigue and things like that. Like I'm sure my testosterone levels are low. I'm going to book my appointment soon. But yes, that's gonna be my next adventure. So anyway, that's my little life update. We're coming off an antidepressant. I think we're gonna be single for the rest of our lives, and we're okay with that. Major hits today on our Get Ready. This bronzer, the Infallible bronzer, I think I'm going to start using this a lot more. I think everything worked out pretty well. I have been using these products, not necessarily the blur primer, but I do kind of like the way that it looks. I just don't think that they marketed it correctly. Marketing is it like a matte primer. It does kind of blur, but I also think it's like moisturizing. So I just don't think they marketed it right, but I do feel like it like made everything look really smooth today. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and hit that subscribe button so you can check out more content like this. I am going to try to do get ready with get ready with me's every Mondays, and then at the end of the month I'm going to do kind of a roundup of things that I've been testing all month and what I've been liking throughout the month and been using. So look out for those at the end of the month as well. As always, you can check out the link below with all of my favorites. And yes, thank you so much for joining me, and I will check you on the next one.